Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan P. Butler. This time we're looking at an item we've seen before. This is a supplemental episode. We're going to just take a quick look at another version, another home video release of a product looked at in a previous episode here. Now you may recall that in 1995, the making of Star Wars got quite a bit of attention by being a special that you could order on VHS through cereal box tops. Kind of a little bit of a weird way to go about doing it, a cereal giveaway. Like cereal, not S-E-R-I-A-L, but cereal, as in Yum Yum Cheerios kind of stuff, Corn Pops and whatnot. But that was a release that was of a special that had already existed for many years. 95 was just a reissuing of it with a new voiceover by Don LaFontaine. The original was actually aired in 1977 on television, featuring a voiceover by William Conrad. That original version has most recently been seen on the 2011 Complete Saga Blu-ray set and its reissue in 2015, where it's on that documentary and spoofs disc with its original narration. Now, there's quite a few home video releases of this one, and we really didn't take the time to focus on them. They're not things I've really hunted down for the collection unless I happen to run across them while looking for something else. But Magnetic Video released a version in 1979. They reissued it again in 1980. And then in 1982, you got basically a double feature release on various home media, which had The Making of Star Wars, with the actual full title, The Making of Star Wars as Told by C-3PO and R2-D2, along with the SPFX The Empire Strikes Back special that's also on the Complete Saga set that was aired back in 1980. There was then later a triple feature that was released that had those plus Classic Creatures Return of the Jedi, which again is also on the Complete Saga set. What I want to show you this time very briefly is simply another of those releases, the 1982 20th Century Fox Home Video double feature CED of that release. All right, it says 20th Century Fox Video up here, The Making of Star Wars. You can see in red print there, as told by C-3PO and R2-D2. And then SPFX, The Empire Strikes Back. If you don't read in between, you're going to think it's got Making of Star Wars and actual Empire Strikes Back on there. No, it does not. 20th Century Fox logo down here, CED, blah, blah, blah. Flip this sucker, and you've got information about both of these, information about cinematic, blah, blah, blah. It's basically kind of just a rundown of what you're going to see, as is always the case. Then we have our little items here that are essentially giving us the credits, though really all it has for Making of Star Wars is narrator William Conrad, with special appearances by Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford, and then SPFX The Empire Strikes Back, starring Mark Hamill. That's basically all. This does let us also point out another thing about the CEDs. Remember, these are the ones where you basically stick it in, it clicks, and it pulls out the caddy that's got that LP looking thing, that vinyl thing in there that actually goes into your player and plays with a needle to play the video. One of the things that I was able to point out just very briefly when looking at the ones for the original trilogy was that one of mine happened to have a white little caddy piece here, a white thing that connects to the actual disc, whereas the rest of it was blue. But all the other stuff I showed you for CED were blue cases. This is an example of one of those white caddies. And they came in white and blue for the most part, and I've heard, and I haven't been able to confirm this, I have been told by actually one of the YouTube viewers that white and blue were often used to distinguish between mono and stereo, though it wasn't a hard and fast rule, which I find interesting. But again, the CED release from 1982 of The Making of Star Wars with SPFX The Empire Strikes Back, notable for multiple reasons. One, because it is an early release still with William Conrad's narration instead of Don LaFontaine. Also notable because it's CED and has a white caddy, but I would say most notable because it is a double feature. Something you don't see a lot in Star Wars. You might see box sets, but double feature of one physical product with multiple items on it, that's actually relatively rare in Star Wars home video. With that, we'll wrap up this short episode. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers.